So this week on Calamity Golf Podcast, we have Caddy. A caddy, yes, that's right. Someone that does the work that we probably don't see on the course. We have Caddy Jack Clark. Jack, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Andrew. A pleasure to be on.
Where are you now in the world?
So I'm back in Orlando after a short trip from Thailand. I was on the LPGA last week, at the Honda LPGA over in Pattaya. So.
Wow, and how long were you actually over in Thailand for?
I was there for 7 days. Flew over there last Sunday, and then I flew Sunday night. But I was kind of going back in time. So
yeah, and tell me, what was it like out there? So can I ask you, who are you caddying for on the ladies PGA in America?
So at the moment, I caddy for Jane Marie Green. She's personality and golf wise, I think she's one of the best. She's just great to be around. She makes my job so much easier, and yeah, she's just a pleasure to be on the golf course with.
Yeah, and I suppose obviously that relationship between like the caddy and the player, I mean, is it like a brother and sister, or I know obviously like a boyfriend, girlfriend, but like your relationship with her is like, do you have that relationship where you can actually say, no, look, you've got the wrong read here. This is the read. Like, how do you balance that sort of communication if you disagree with something that she's trying to do?
I think that just comes on the basis of getting to know each other first and working with each other and getting to that point in time where, okay, I can actually say this to that golfer. With Jay, we set the ground rules out very early, so we kind of got used to each other saying things very quickly. And with Jay, it's all positive with Jay. It's kind of like, I'm saying this because this will make you better, and if I say this, it's going to improve your game. So, and she understands that from me, which is great.
Can I ask you, was there a time when you started like working together where you had to go on like pro caddy dates to kind of like get to know each other? You know, that kind of way. It was like, well, look, let's go for a coffee and see if we get on. And then you kind of have to learn to trust each other. So like, let's have pro caddy date night tonight. Did you ever have to do stuff like that?
Not really. It's just more the fact of you kind of, the first day you meet is technically at the golf course, and then you just go from there. But so you meet someone for breakfast in the morning. You have just extra half an hour just to get used to each other at breakfast, and then you go out and practice, just talk with each other onto the range, just how each other's games are and stuff, and how a caddy sees things. And again, probably you get an extra 15 minutes over lunch just to get used to one another, and it's pretty much out of the blocks. You just try and take everything at once.
I think it would be my worst nightmare if I did a bit of caddying and I did not get on with the golfer and they were pissing me off. Do you know what I'd do, Jack? I'd start giving them wrong yardage.
If you start giving them wrong yardages, you don't get any money. That's
basically it's 160 and I'm like, nah, it's 170. Hit a 7-iron, you're fine. Wind's off the left. It's actually coming off the right. I'm like, I don't give a shit. You keep missing the cut. You're not making you any money. You're not giving me any money. Is there a time where you've I know obviously you're a professional golf caddy, and also you were a professional golfer as well. But was there a time when you I love hearing about caddies messing up? Now we all know, Jack, oh, I gave her the perfect yardage, it was amazing. We don't want to hear that crap. We don't want to hear how good you are. We want to hear when it's gone wrong. Has there been a time where you've kind of gone, I have made a big error here?
Yeah, I mean, a couple of times I've had that issue, but and I've actually addressed it very quickly. Not just but it's just the fact of, every shot that the golfers hit is money for them, but it's money for the caddies as well. But there was this one time, it was just a layup on a par 5, and I actually added on yardage rather than took off. So, and I was out by like 30 yards, but luckily enough that she laid up and she didn't hit it great, and it was the perfect layup anyway. But on that situation, I just kept quiet because I didn't own up to it. Just say, I gave you the wrong number. It was just more the fact that she didn't hit it great, and it worked out perfectly. But that's probably once or twice I've done that.
You kind of got away with that one there. Did you think that she knew that you gave her the wrong number?
She kind of questioned me, and she said, which kind of layup would you wanted me to do? I was like, that layup was perfect. I said, that's where I wanted you to be. I didn't, I got away with it massively, because if she'd have hit it good, it would have gone in the drink for sure. But it was.
I can only imagine, like, a shot like that will make or break someone's week in terms, especially if you're coming up to like making a cut. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Jack, but you must have been sweating when she was about swinging that club.
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, I gave her the number just before she was hitting, and as I was looking at the book, I was like, I've had it not taken away. But she was just about to hit, and I was just like, because the thing is, like, it's a make or break for them, but it's a make or break for the caddy as well, because they will slowly recognise that was a mistake, and then it's just a blame on the caddy straight away. But it was lucky for me at that moment in time. It was okay. I got away with that one big time. So I just left it at that. I didn't mention it at all.
Do you know what? I don't know how I would have reacted after. I'd say it wouldn't have been the first time I'd have given like wrong yardage or anything, because I can't even get my own yardage right sometimes. But I would say, like, I think being a caddy, it's, there's a lot of pressure in that job that you don't see. Like, I mean, so I know some golfers like Lee Westwood, he says that he figures out his own yardage himself. But is there a point where, like, you have to say to your caddy, to your player, your professional, like, this isn't my job, you have to do this? Or is it sort of that relationship where you just do anything you want, anything you can to keep them happy? Or are you very sort of like, look, my job is this, and when that's over, I go away? Or do you kind of go over and above and beyond for them?
Again, it just depends on the player of what they want the caddy to do. I've had, obviously, the different players that I work for have different ways of doing things. There's one player that wants you to kind of do everything as in yardage, read putts, just tell them club, etc. And then there's other players that are like, I'm self-efficient, just give me a number and then I'll just do the rest myself. So yeah, it just kind of depends on the player that you work for, and then it's just how they want to work. And if then they kind of gain your trust during that time, then you can kind of get to do more. But if you do more, then you get blamed for more. That's the thing. So it's, as a caddy, you don't want to get dragged in too much, but you want to help as much as you can in the right way.
That's good. So tell me, how was the tournament in Thailand? What went down? What happened? How was your week? How was your week out there? What was the...
Very hot.
Very hot, yeah.
Yeah, very sticky. Yeah, I mean, it was a great week back, considering we had like a 4-week break. Me personally had a 4-week break after the first couple of events in Florida. It was nice to get going again, but it was, it's a long way for a week. It would have been nice if we'd have got in the week before in Singapore. But Jay just missed out on getting into the event. But yeah, it was just nice to get going again. The first 2 rounds were just a little kind of to get back into things, and then she had a great weekend, having a 5 under and 3 under with 14, 15 birdies. So it was going in the right direction for sure, which is nice.
Yeah, and do you like sit down sit down at the start of the season and does a caddy and the pro, do they actually do like objectives for the season, or is it just like, look, by the end of the year, this is where I'm aiming to be in terms of the rankings, or is it just week by week, or do you set a plan for the year, or is it just week by week?
Again, that's depending on the player. I mean, as a caddy, I obviously give myself my own goals to working for that player, and then I just say to the player, do you have any goals for the year? And then they respond to me and what they think that their goals are, and if it marries up with mine, then we push towards the same things. But yeah, I mean, most of the time it is weekly goals. You want to, if you've done well at a certain golf course from previous years, you want to say like, let's make a top 15 this week, or let's kind of push for a number, so it kind of doesn't drag every week, trying to make the cut, or you just want to give yourself the best opportunities you can. So yeah, I mean, it's just, I think the small goals are the best ones, because the big goals you kind of just put a bit too much pressure on yourself. So yeah, I mean, weekly goals are the ones that we usually give ourselves at the start of the week anyway.
So what were the weekly goals last week?
So last week's weekly goal was, because obviously every girl made the cut, there was no cut, so every girl played 4 rounds. First one was obviously just to keep in the red, just to be under par after the tournament. For Jay, who I work for, it's just to get back into the momentum of hitting fairways and greens and just giving yourself as many opportunities as you can. I always say to Jay is like, there's 72 holes in a tournament, give herself 72 chances. That's all I ask her to do. And you know, as human beings, it's impossible, but it's not. So and then that's just a small goal that we kind of give ourselves each week, is give ourselves as many opportunities as possible.
Yeah, so it's like, it sounds sometimes like, whenever I see it, obviously being a big golf fan, I'm looking at caddies and I think to myself, oh, it must be great crack out there in between the ropes and all that. But there must be some part of being a golf caddy that you're like, I really, really dislike this part. This is getting me down. There must be so many ups and downs with it. What are the things that really bug you about it?
Obviously the expectations of, you know, shots being hit and stuff, it's, you know, because you're in control with the yardage and everything, and you're talking through the shot with the player. But once that's been left and then the player's standing over the ball, you have no control. And that's the expectation sometimes, especially me being as a playing professional. It's, you know, the expectation of not hitting that shot and this shot, and that sometimes still crawls into my mind. It's like, you know, I wish that was me hitting the shot, that kind of thing. So that's hard for me in respect of giving up still. I've gotten a lot better, because when I was first out caddying, it was a struggle. It was, you know, it was kind of like inside, I was like, I wish I could have hit that. I wish I could have played this. Or wish I could have been under that pressure. But I mean, weeks like last week, it was more the fact of the weather, just carrying the bag in 100-degree heat. It was just, I mean, you think about it, it's not hard as in doing it. It was so draining every day. Like you'll finish the round off, and then once you get back to the hotel room, you just want to pass out and just try and regain energy, just to get up in the morning to just go again. The heat was exhausting for sure. So with weeks like that, it's more the fact of just trying to stay alive, basically.
Yeah, obviously with like weeks like that, you know, they can be quite tough, and also, you know, rewarding if your player finishes in the red. But one thing that you had a good week last year was the Solheim Cup. You were caddying in that.
I was, yes.
Because I saw you on telly loads of times, man. I was like, oh my God, there's Jack Clark. Wait, he's just giving the wrong yardage again. So obviously you're the partner of Swedish golfer Madeleine Sagstorm, and you were caddying for her at the Solheim Cup. That must have been insane, because not only are you caddying at one of the biggest golf events, you're also caddying for your partner. And I can't understand the pressure you would have been under there. Like everything, your personal life, your professional life, one of the biggest tournaments, and it must have been insane.
Yeah, it was. I mean, luckily I worked previously with Madeleine in a few events in 2020. So because of COVID restrictions, we couldn't, you know, do X, Y, and Z. So we just said we'll work together for a few events, just to help each other out. And then her caddy left at the end of 2020. So I did the last 4 events with her, and she actually did very well with me on the bag, which was kind of annoying, because we
Did you get paid? Did you get paid?
I did get paid. Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, it was that kind of thing. It's because obviously to be personal and then professional sometimes just doesn't work. So we just said, look, we're not going to work together in that respect. So, but yeah, the opportunity came up because her caddy Shane Codd, he's been around for 15 plus years caddying, so he's very good with that experience. He actually had his girls' communion the same week as Solheim. So
how lucky are you that us Irish people are religious? If it wasn't for the belief in a God, you wouldn't have been on Sky Sports.
I don't mind taking his place and going to the communion and having a piss up. That's fine with me. But
communion's only a half an hour long anyway. It's only half an hour.
Yeah. No, we did say to him, if he gets it done, he can fly over. But he just he didn't want to take the risk. But no, I mean, it was a great opportunity, and she obviously trusted me with the honour of helping her. And yeah, and obviously it was a really successful week. So it was great to be by her side, and she played awesome, and the whole team played awesome that all week.
Can I ask you?
regardless.
If you're walking down one of the fairways in a Solheim Cup, and obviously you're with your partner, and you've got that 200-yard walk to the ball. Does she ever like turn around to you, or you turn around to her and you be like, "You didn't do the washing last week. I mean, what's going on? Standards are slipping. Did you pay the gas or the electric? Or why didn't you? Oh God, we've got Amazon deliveries today, or something like that. What is the chat in the Solheim Cup with your girlfriend on a fairway? Like, is there any chat?
Yeah, there's some chat. Obviously, you want to try and you don't want any player to soak up that much pressure, so you just try and keep the mind off things. And I think we previously, I mean, obviously it was in September, so I can't remember too much, especially from the after party as well.
I saw you on the 18th, and I saw you running, mate, and I just went, "Oh my God, he's going to have some heading him tomorrow." Like, I saw you on Sky Sports, and I went, "Oh, because I saw all the champagne, and you were all like in a big huddle." I was like, "Can you imagine that party afterwards?"
Yeah, there's a few sore heads, trust me. But yeah, I mean, just by going talking, and I think I was walking down one of the holes, and it was like something about like, do we have fresh bed sheets for tomorrow or something? When we come home to it. It was just the strangest comment. I don't know who said it. It was either, I was like, I think we'll worry about it when we get back, that kind of thing. But it was, yeah. Or it was, do we have any food in the house for when we get back? And it's, but I think that was one of the, it's like, do we have fresh bed sheets? I was like, I think so, but at the moment I'm just trying to do some yardages for you.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you get this wrong, you're on the sofa. All right, mate, you're on the sofa. But when that were, I'd say, obviously, because I watched the Solheim Cup, and obviously, Europe were phenomenal. I thought very dominant. That week in a Solheim Cup, obviously, it must have been an amazing rapport to have. Was there times like before the tournament where you would have like entertainment in the evening? You would have like events where caddies would get together and you'd like have a few beers and a place where you can like let your hair down a bit beforehand just to kind of get the team relaxed. Is there lots of events before the actual tournament kicks in?
Yeah, so we obviously got there on the Monday or Tuesday of that week prior to the event, just to get everyone together. We had like a massive European team room that we all hang out in. We played like table tennis, we played pool, we have drinks, we just relax, just chat, watch TV. I think there was some sort of tennis tournament going on, so it was all around the TV watching some tennis open. But yeah, we kind of all hung out there, and then one evening the girls went off for like a meal with the captain, and then we went off with the caddy captain. He paid for like the caddies for the this huge meal for the week, which was nice just to get everyone gelling and being on the same page. But yeah, that's kind of the vibe that week, especially in the European room. It's just be chill, just enjoy the week, just have a blast. And yeah, and we took that onto the golf course, which was an amazing achievement.
Yeah. And that was your second Solheim Cup, am I right?
It was, yes. I caddied in the 2019 one at the Glen Eagles.
And that was a victory as well?
It was, yes.
You've not experienced defeat in Solheim Cup yet, Jack?
Yeah, I'm 2 out of 2. So I don't know whether to keep hold of that.
Does caddying on the PGA for men, does that interest you at all? Or are you like the setup on the ladies PGA? Is it just you actually found your spot there and you go, you know what, this really suits me, it suits my lifestyle, this tour, or moving over to the men's and stuff like that? Does that interest you at all?
I mean, obviously, I have definitely thought about it. I've had some of my friends on the European tour that have asked me to maybe go over and caddy for them just to see how it is. But being obviously more time in America, it'll probably benefit me more on the PGA. Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but if you get, I mean, the girls now in the LPGA, they're just getting so much better. So if you get a really good bag, it's kind of worth staying out here anyway. And the money's only growing as well. So it's potentially the tour in the next 5-10 years can be as huge as the men's.
So you're saying that I could give up stand-up comedy and within 5 years I could be a caddy on the ladies tour in America and I could be making an absolute wedge if I get the right bag?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
How do I become a caddy? How can you get me a bag? Can you get me a job as a caddy? Like, can you put a word in for me with someone?
I could do that, yeah. Depending how long I
Would you
mean,
ask your partner, your Madeline, that's your girlfriend, can I caddy for her? Would she let me caddy for her? If we were ever in America as Calamity Golf and we went over and we went to Florida, where you live, and we said, right, can I caddy for your girlfriend? Would she let me? Try like one hole, and I'm just going to give her all the wrong distances, all the wrong yards. I'm going to start, what's it like coming from Norway? You know, like I'm just going to like start like having like put her off, like she'd end up like getting me kicked out of the country, like, but like, you know, she's like, who is this mad Irish guy? I'm like, I'm actually really close with your boyfriend, okay, Jack, so just chill out. But do you think she would let us have a game of golf with her if we came over as Calamity Golf?
Oh, I'm sure if I speak to her, she'll be more than happy to have a game of golf for you guys. And
that'd be really cool.
She's really relaxed in that respect, and she's great with that kind of things, and especially with the pro-ams and stuff. She really involves the amateurs in that way.
I think you would be a really good caddy for me.
I think I would be too.
Yeah, at the second hole, it'll just come up on CNN News. There has been an incident at a golf course where caddy Jack Clark has attacked a comedian, Andrew Ryan. Apparently there was like fighting going on over the yardage. But no, that's amazing. So so you're back home now, so you've done a week in Thailand, right? So what's the schedule for this week now? Because you're getting really back into the thick of it now, aren't you?
Yeah, so schedule this week obviously is do a lot of laundry. And then we actually fly to LA on Sunday, because then we have 2 weeks on the West Coast. The first week will be in Carlsbad for the JTBC Open. It used to be called the Kia, but they changed sponsors. But then the week after is the first major of the year, which is the Chevron over in Palm Springs. So that's the next kind of 2 or 3 weeks coming up, and then we have a little break after that again.
So you kind of like, you go hard for a while and then you kind of maybe get like a week or 2 weeks off and you go hard again for a while. That's kind of the way it works.
Yeah. I mean, within those 2 weeks, I was supposed to be going to Hawaii with Jay, but she happily told me last week that she wasn't going to Hawaii anymore. So that saved me a lot of money, and that's a long way to go for a week once again. So I'm pretty happy to stay home for an extra week.
Yeah, exactly. So when like, obviously with your caddy and stuff like that, like, and obviously your own game as well, because you were a professional golfer.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to a point where I don't know, like it wasn't going in the direction maybe that you felt that you wanted it to go. Is that right? Would that be fair in saying that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously injuries, they obviously didn't help my career path, so it kind of halted that playing side of it. And then just to get back to the standard that I wanted to get back, it just felt it was just going to take too long. So I kind of went other routes, and the caddying opportunity came up. So I took that as a learning experience. And yeah, now here I am 5 years later.
Yeah, living in America. And do you, like, I've never been to America my whole life. I've never travelled west. I've never gone anywhere that's west of Ireland. So I've always gone east. I've always gone like, you know, Europe, but I've never gone to Canada, west. I know nothing about America, only what I hear in the news, and it's normally bad stuff. So
it's the same here. When you turn the news on here, it's just diabolical. But
is America the place now where you feel like that's your home now? Because obviously you're English, but like you're like, this is it. Like, this is where I'm going to be for, you know, till I'm retired, kind of thing. Or are you planning on maybe trying to get back to Europe, or is it just like, no, this is where we are, we'll see what happens, but long term you're going to be based in America?
Yeah, I think this is home for the moment, because obviously, you know, home is obviously who you spend the time with. So being home with Madeline, it's wherever that would be, it's obviously that's where I'd want to be. So and we kind of spoken about it a bit more. It's the fact of, you know, if her playing career is coming to an end, then would she see herself in America long term? She's not sure. So obviously the options are moving back to Europe, maybe either to Sweden or to the UK. And yeah, but for myself, it's just more the fact of, okay, if I wanted to carry on caddying for, let's say, another 10, 15 years or even longer, this will be home for sure, just for the traveling side of things, and just keeping it very easy to get around. So yeah, it's, at the moment, this is home for sure.
Could you see you probably end up living in Sweden now or something? Do you know what I mean? You'll end up living in Sweden, working for IKEA.
Exactly.
That's what happens.
putting all the shelves together myself. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I love every time I've been to Sweden. It's just a really great place, you know. And obviously, where Madeline grew up, it's a lovely little town. It's not very big, but it's kind of like the countryside in the UK. So I do see myself one day maybe getting like a summer house there, but I just need to get better at my Swedish first before I fully commit there.
Yeah, well, it's really interesting now. Like, I think the caddy is like the unsung hero. You often hear of caddies helping players win majors. You know, like Padraig Harrington was walking down for his first major, and at the Open, I think it was 2005 or 4 or 5, and he said his caddy won it for him. Just kept on being in his ear and stuff like that. Is there a time when you've been on the course and you're Jay's in contention, or there's a big finish coming in here, there's time when you say, what I need to say now has to be the right thing? Have you had moments where you've had to say to yourself, right, what I say now in the next 2 or 3 minutes could, change this round or stuff like that? Is there been times where you've been really nervous about speaking as well?
No, I mean, I think as a caddy, I think you just have to kind of come up with the right, like you said, the right moment to say things. And I think when you're in that situation, you know when to say something and when not to. And then you just look at the player's demeanour and just, if they're walking freely, then you don't say anything. If they're walking a bit, slouchy, then you might say, you might mention, I don't know, just say like, keep walking tall, you just keep pushing hard. You got 2 or 3 more chances coming in, just keep being positive. And on the other side, you can completely turn the books and just say, I bet you can't wait to get home and see, she's got 2 dogs. So just to mention her dogs just makes her really happy. So that's kind of, you get to know the player really quickly, so you know what to say, and just, kind of get them feeling more upbeat about themselves, kind of coming down the stretch, rather than let them think about, I've got to make birdie here to finish top 5. You don't want them to put that pressure on themselves. So it's just more taking the mind off of that to keep them going and just let them be free in that respect.
I don't think I would be good like that, Jack. You see, what would happen is if I was coming down the 18th and my player was like, needed a birdie to win and they pulled or hooked the shot, I just look at them and go, well, that's you fucked.
Well, inside, that's what I'm saying, but I'd be
like, for God's sake, I thought I was having steak today, now back on a bloody cornflakes because of that shot. Like, I'd end up losing my rank. I'd be like, I was on a big paycheck today and you couldn't bloody keep the club face open. What are you doing? You know what I mean? I'd lose the rank. I don't think I'd have the temperament to become a golf caddy, because
it's kind of like making a reservation in like the Ritz and then cancelling it just because of one hole. It's kind of...
I mean...
But no, I mean, obviously the issue is with tournaments, especially on the last 5 or 4 holes, is that there's scoreboards on every hole. So the player knows the situation that they're in. He's just trying to take their mind away from that. And, and if they want to know, then obviously you just tell them up front. Just say, look, yeah, you're 2 behind. But usually the time they kind of know, they just don't say anything because they're just trying to concentrate as much as they can. So.
Yeah. It must be an amazing feeling, though, to be on a bag with somebody that, is doing really well and picking up, good prize money, finishing in the red all the time. To be able to see that, like, you are making a big, worthwhile sort of effort, a collective effort with your player to get them to succeed. You must get it. Do you get a great buzz out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being obviously from used to playing, you get that buzz anyway, but as a caddy, you're part of that team. So however well she does, you're doing just as well. So you're doing the right things, you're saying the right things, you're putting the right clubs for them to hit in that sort of situation. So you do get that buzz of when the shot comes off, and then, you hear all the cheers around when they do great shots. That's for them, but it's kind of for you as well, just because most of the players, they do say, that was a great call on the club, or that was a good number. And once you hear that praise from the golfer, it's hard not to get that buzz yourself. So it just makes you want to keep doing it and, just keep pushing and, just trying to do the best for yourself and the player, because the better they do, the better you do. That's, I can't say any better than that. So
Jack, it sounds like the season started off pretty well for you. So I just want to say a big thanks for coming on to the Calamity Golf podcast. Really, really do appreciate it. It's good to hear about you doing really well over in the States, you know. So we'll catch up with you again soon later in the year. But thanks very much for coming on it. So Calamity Golf is here at Clandeboye Golf Course in North Down.
Yes.
Not South Down.
North Down.
I've got Andrew, General Manager here, and I've got Owen, who's the captain.
Yep.
Right now, we've driven in, and I'm not going to lie, it's the kind of place I really, really want to play because it looks phenomenal. Andrew, what have you actually got? What have you got here for me?
We're very lucky here, Andrew. We've got two amazing golf courses. So we've got the Ava course and we've got the Dufferin Championship course, which just looking out the window there. Ava course, it's referred to as the wee course, but don't let that fool you. It's 5,700 yards, but it's terrifying some days. It's tight. You've got to place your way around it. The Dufferin Championship course, it's a beast. It's 6,700 yards. Beautiful, beautiful, stunning course. It's just unique. So it is fantastic views the whole way around it.
Yeah, it looks phenomenal since we've come in the courses. Can you talk me through membership here and what you have?
Membership at the minute is probably sitting around the 1,250 mark, which is, go back to the old days, it's sitting at a good level now.
You're healthy?
It's very healthy, yeah. So it is. Because of that, we're allowed to improve the place all the time. So in the last year, we had a EuroPro Tour event there, but we also added a practice facility to the course. So now we've got a driving range there of 240 yards long. We have great practice facilities around the clubhouse here with 2 putting greens, a chipping green, practice net, trackman bay.
Wow.
So it has everything. It's a club that has everything.
It's a golfer's paradise here.
It really is.
Especially with 2 courses. Because one thing is when you're like a member of a course, you turn up and there's a queue at the first tee. You know, it's all right, lads, we'll just go on the other course.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
It's the beauty of having 2 courses.
It's a luxury. So it is.
And how long have you been manager here?
Since September last year, but before that I was involved in council. I was Greens convener. I've sort of worked a wee bit with junior golfers as
so
well.
You're always in this club. This is your club.
My heart's here. Yeah, I love this place.
Yeah. It's a general manager.
Yeah, dream job.
Is there being a manager of a golf course? I suppose you're a captain as well. The 2 very different roles, but you hold the captaincy for a year. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
But you have the general. You have to deal with these people all the time.
Well, hopefully for more than a year.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah. But what is the most rewarding part of being a manager of a golf course?
Getting to work with me.
Apart from that's obviously number one there. But it's about the whole member experience. So it is for me, just trying to do the job well and give the members a great time when they're here at Clandeboye Golf Club and visitors as well. Just seeing visitors' reaction when they come here and they see the quality of the places, that does it for me. It's really good.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks really. But you're a golfer yourself, though.
Yeah, I play off scratch.
Oh my God.
We'll scratch before I took the job on. We'll come back next year and we'll see who might be up.
The thing about playing golf in Northern Ireland, there's so many good golfers here.
There
is an array of talent for such a small, place, like a small, area, it's not overly populated up here.
Yeah.
There's so much talent here.
Well, can I just say on that point, Northern Ireland, we punch above our weight in most sports.
Yeah.
You look at boxing, for example. World champions, Carl Frampton, snooker, Dennis Taylor, Alex Higgins, football, George Best, rugby. We have a great local rugby team, Ulster as well. So I think the Northern Ireland people are very proud of the fact that we are a small country, but we do punch above our weight. Yeah. If you look at all the sort of local sport, or not local sport, you look at all the sports, we've got George Best, a tremendous footballer in terms of snooker. We've Alex Higgins and Dennis Taylor in terms of boxing. Carl Frampton, great rugby teams. We have local Ulster side, fantastic. So Jonathan Ray, 7-time world champion, again a feat that's never been achieved. So it's great, and we're all immensely proud of all of the Northern Ireland sports people. So golf as well, of course. Rory McIlroy, Darren Clark, Graham McDowell.
Tom McKibben now as well.
Yeah, and a couple of youngsters who I think you're going to meet later on, Harry and Molly O'Hara. So
I'm very excited to be playing the really young, talented people, but I'm also quite nervous about it. It's going to show me where my childhood was.
Can I just say you should be?
Yeah,
because they're
very
cracking golfers.
Is it in terms of your junior membership here as well? Do you have a number of juniors that you're looking at and you're thinking this is going really well for them?
We always look at things like coaching programs for them. So during Easter, we'll have an Easter camp. During summer, we'll have a summer camp. The pros that we use for that do a fantastic job. They always try and keep it fun. It's not just golf. There's a bit of fitness involved and fun games that they play with this. We take them right from membership from 6 years old the whole way through to the 18 and the junior membership. The membership's sitting with about 220 members. So for the club, that's 220 members that have the potential moving it into full membership later on in life. So it's a healthy supply of members coming through for Clandeboye Golf Club in the future as well. Yeah. It's important to Clandeboye Golf Club, but anything in the future is designed with juniors in mind there, so it is. And we want to develop, we want to have, we want to produce more Johnny Caldwells in this club, and top, at the minute we have some great lady, junior lady golfers, girl golfers. So we've got Molly O'Hara, you're going to see later on. We've got Rebecca Gardner. They were inspired by a girl called Jessica Ross, who plays off +3 or +4. Jessica's now in her...
+3 or +4.
Yeah,
oh so
she's played for Ireland. I know, it's just crazy, but it just shows how when you have one, it leads, follows through with more. They can be an inspiration.
Success breeds other success.
100%.
People are seeing it happen in front of them, so they can see that it's achievable.
100%, absolutely.
OT, is that what we call you? We call you OT. OT,
yeah.
Owen Traeger's the captain. How have you been captain now? How is your year now?
Yeah, I'm coming to the end of the year. Sort of the end of March will finish my...
You've had a busy year though.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year.
So you had a European EuroPro Tour event here?
We did. We had a EuroPro event in August, which was fantastic, and we reached out to some of the local council and Tourism NI, because we realised very quickly the initial concept about staging the EuroPro event was really to just raise the profile of Clandeboye. We're very keen to sort of move Clandeboye to the next level. Again, we're a great facility, beautifully situated here in North Down, and we felt that tremendous opportunity to showcase the club. But we realised very quickly that it was going to be more than just a golf event. So, which is why we reached out to Ards and North Down Borough Council, Tourism NI, to get some support to bring some of their expertise in to help us stage the event. And that was really very successul. The event was great. We were blessed with good weather, except on the last day with some fog, which messed us about a bit, but we overcame that. Great event. It went out in Sky Sports, and the Sky Sports people have told us, along with the EuroPro and the PGA, that it's been the most successful EuroPro event that they've ever staged. So we're absolutely thrilled about that, and looking forward to this year again. We have the event for 3 years. So last year was year 1, we're now in year 2, and we've got another year next year.
That's fantastic.
Great, absolutely great.
Was this the biggest event that's ever come to this course?
No, we had a couple of it. We had a Darren Clark European Tour event way back in 2008, I think it was 2012. I can't remember now. And we also had a ladies event here, a Smirnoff tournament back in the 80s or 90s as well. The great thing the great advantage that we have in being able to stage some of those events is that we have 2 courses. So we're very keen that the members can still play golf while we're offering up one of the courses for the events. So
it must be amazing, like a 15 handicapper teeing off on one hole, and you've got Sky Sports and all these pros on the other hole. No, I still want to play my own game.
That's exactly what happened
it's
as
amazing,
well. Yeah,
it?
We were able to keep the place open for members from one course, and some of the finest players, up and coming players in the world, were on just 100 yards away.
It must inspire you with confidence that the EuroPro Tour has signed up to 3 years here to show you that you're doing the right things.
And we're also very proud to be associated with the EuroPro Tour as well. The fact that it's a development tour, and these are young players of seriously high level of golf they're playing. Players like Terrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood, Louis Oosthuizen, our own Johnny Caldwell there has all come through to the EuroPro Tour, and I think that's important for Clandeboye Golf Club to be able to be associated with that and give these guys a foot on the ladder there.
And Johnny Caldwell hosted our event was the Northern Ireland Masters here at Clandeboye, and Johnny hosted the event. And we're so proud of Johnny. He's done phenomenally well. He won his first European Tour event, the Scandinavian Masters, last year. Tremendous guy, great ambassador for the club, for the area, for Ards and North Down, and for Northern Ireland. Immensely proud of him, and you'll not meet a nicer young man. And the thing about Johnny as well is Johnny has this stickability factor, where he didn't get it as easy as some of the other players coming through, but he stuck at it, a prime example of how when you work hard, things happen for you. So we're immensely proud of him. Could not meet a nicer guy. In fact, he was here earlier this morning.
Yeah, met him,
yeah.
I did ask him could I caddy for him, and then he left.
There you go.
Look, Johnny's right. Do you need a caddy? He was like, I'm off Portugal.
He was nipping out to Portugal to practice.
Do you know what I find is, how do you, like, obviously Jonathan Caldwell is a European Tour winner, a professional golfer, to come from this course and then to see him win on the European Tour, like, how does that make you feel as manager and captain of the club?
Immensely proud. That's sort of, and it happened in my year as well. So we're just everybody in the club is tremendously proud of Johnny. And you saw him yourself this morning. When he arrives, he's just one of the guys. He comes in, he mixes. He's fantastic, a great guy to be around. So not only the club, but the area and Northern Ireland are immensely proud of what he's done.
What was the atmosphere like around here with people knowing that he was in with a chance of winning?
There was an air of excitement around the place. We knew he's been up there before, he's challenged before, but to get across the line and win a European Tour event was so big. So the members were so excited, but we were just all pushing them on ourselves, or so we were. I was away playing a match forward club, and
Did you win your match?
I did actually, yeah. That's one of my few. Do you want me to talk you through it? But yeah, I won my match. But just as we were coming off the course, Johnny was playing the 18th hole. We were getting little updates when we were out in the course as well. The team manager was running over and said, like, Johnny's now pool level. He's level playing the last. And as we get off the course in the clubhouse, Johnny had a putt of no more than 3-4 feet. And we thought it was for par. We thought there was going to be a playoff here. And then the caption came up on Sky Sports, but this is for birdie, and it moved Johnny one ahead, and we just couldn't believe it. The excitement was great. We had other teams away playing. I think it was a team away at Royal County Down, and we all raced back to the club just to celebrate with the members. It was a fantastic day.
Just to see one of your own win and lift the trophy of the European Tour.
Incredible.
When he kind of pops back in as well, what are the members like with him?
Well, the one thing that I will say is that the members will keep. Johnny's a lovely guy, right? And it is possible that sometimes you can get above your station, and some of these successes can maybe go to your head. But have no doubt that the members here will keep Johnny grounded. They won't let him get too far ahead of himself or above his station. So they will keep him in check.
It's great to see someone like Jonathan Caldwell just pop in.
Mm-hmm.
Pop in, have a coffee, do a bit of putting in the road.
John,
this is just, you would think, like, I'm on the European Tour, when actually he knows the value of coming back to his club, keep supporting his club, because we're at all.
When Johnny's home, he's part of the furniture here. You'll see him around the clubhouse, you'll see him out practicing. He's here all the time, and he's so approachable. He's just a lovely guy. He loves having a chat with all the members. He's one of the members as well. So.
Does he do a lot of work with the young kids here?
He does.
He's an absolute inspiration to them. Young Harry and Molly and Rebecca and Ewan Knox and so on. We've got a lot of really, really good golfers coming through here. He spends a lot of time with them. The day he won the European Tour event, he phoned back from the Scandinavian Masters where he was playing. He left an open tab behind the bar, and the members celebrated that hard, but they forgot there was an open tab behind the bar, so there was no drinks on his tab. He got off like that.
Well, what you've told me is the next time he wins on the European Tour, I'm going to make sure I'm going to come down here for a drink.
Yeah.
But it's members only, Andrew. But we can maybe work. Yeah, we can maybe work.
The thing is, Calamity guys, I actually live not too far from here, and I haven't joined a course in Northern Ireland yet.
Well, our membership's closed.
I have just had a look around here, and I'm getting good vibes. We might strike a deal later. We'll be out by the car, and there's a lot of shouting going on.
We're just going to wait and see what his golf's like first of all.
Yeah.